Hello and welcome to The View from Sibos 2022. I'm Joy Macknight, editor of The Banker. And with me in the FT studio, a week ahead of the first in-person Sibos in 3 years, is Javier Pérez-Tasso, CEO of SWIFT. Great to have you here, Javier.
Thank you, Joy.
So it's been a difficult couple of years for most of us, but what have been the big challenges for the SWIFT community?
Well, indeed, there have been a couple of challenging years globally and for the industry as well. Obviously, the pandemic, if anything, has accelerated the already fast digitalization trend with, huge amount of innovation coming from fintechs, big techs, banks, and that has clearly come to a different level now in the post-pandemic situation. And of course, we've had earlier in the year, the war in Ukraine and the geopolitical shifts that have followed. As far as we are concerned, it is an understatement that SWIFT was clearly in the spotlight earlier in the year, the SWIFT community. And if anything, it has also underscored the importance of SWIFT for the world. And now I think we're looking at what are the midterm or longer-term consequences of these events. And I think the one that clearly comes up, and it is a topic now for the public and private sector in many discussions, and will be discussed at Sibos, is this fragmentation, the risk of acceleration of the fragmentation of the world as we know it, and that is an area that the financial industry is getting their acts together to make sure that we preserve what we've built together over the past decades in terms of a highly integrated financial industry with the right controls to support global trade and, at the end, efficient exchanges across countries.
So innovation will also be a hot topic at Sibos, as well as central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. I know that SWIFT is doing some work around that to look at interlinking of CBDCs. What has been the learning so far?
It's a very exciting development. At the end, if we take a step back, our vision is to take SWIFT to the next level, the SWIFT community to the next level, and move towards instant frictionless transactions across the globe, 200 plus countries. And the industry is innovating at pace there and progressing very fast towards that ambition. And this development is a key one in the sense that SWIFT is totally currency agnostic, is actually asset agnostic. And if a particular community decides to take advantage of the great potential that CBDCs will bring, we can help them scale fast by bridging domestic infrastructure CBDC-based with another clearing system that may be using fiat currencies as it is the case today. And that is the work that we've been doing in our sandbox live with already a growing number of central banks and commercial banks, part of it, to interconnect to blockchain networks at the domestic level or a CBDC network with an existing clearing system on fiat currency. So very exciting because it is really core to the mission of achieving that end game of instant frictionless transactions.
Excellent. And another piece of that puzzle is ISO 20022 in terms of having that, more data traveling with the payment, having that transparency of cross-border payments, for example. What are the hurdles that still have to be overcome in the SWIFT community as we transition towards ISO 20022?
Yeah, you said it. ISO 20022 is a key enabler to get there. I mean, indeed, it's all about making sure that we take friction out of the system, but we also provide additional services to end customers, and their bank innovation teams and fintechs, big tech, are going to be able to innovate also in the level of services that they can provide to end customers across all segments, retail and wholesale payments. Towards that ambition, of course, we need to start with this migration, with this adoption of 2022, and it has already started at the domestic level in some communities already. So that's important to differentiate. We have, again, the domestic stream with a growing number of countries already migrating their clearing systems to 2022. Some already there and some others that are going to happen in the near future. And then we have the work with Swift in the Swift community in the international space. And indeed, it is starting now in November. Swift is fully ready. We have a growing number of customers that are going to be adopting 2022 as of November. But that is going to happen in a coexistence way with existing standards, existing MT standards. And this coexistence will last until 2025 with the whole community will get to that new standard. So the Swift community is ready, and it's very exciting to see that we are achieving this key milestone for the future of the industry.
So another big step forward that Swift has taken is Swift Go. How is that a game changer for low-value payments?
Well, it is. Swift Go is a game changer for low-value payments. In a nutshell, it's what Swift Go is bringing to low-value payments is similar to what Swift GPI has brought to wholesale payments. And it's good also to look at, to put it in context, the great work that the G20 with the BIS have been doing towards enhancing cross-border payments. They now have come up with very specific targets across different areas: speed, cost, transparency, and access. And you take speed, for example, the target is that by 2027, 75% of all international transactions would reach end beneficiary accounts within an hour. Well, just with Swift GPI, we are already at close to 50% of all transactions on Swift reaching end beneficiary accounts within 5 minutes. So, and of course, we know that the whole Swift community is moving towards instant and frictionless. So it is a great ambition to have, not only in wholesale, but also in retail, where you could say that the Swift community is kind of a challenger. But what Swift Go is bringing is the possibility to have the same rails to be used in the back end with all the controls and with the right innovation to be able to serve, to help our customers serve their customers, SMEs, consumers, with appealing new services.
Excellent. So as I said at the beginning, this is the first in-person Sibos for a couple of years. Looking ahead to the week, what do you think will be the buzz on the conference floor?
Well, I think the main buzz is going to be that we're back, and that after 3 years, as you said, we are going to be able to see each other again and take advantage of all of the networking opportunities and meetings, social events, and so forth. I've been in a few conferences earlier in the year, and that has been clearly the highlight, and definitely I expect that at Sibos. And beyond that, of course, the themes are some of those that we've been discussing here: innovation, CBDCs, tokenized assets in the security space, fragmentation as well, and how the industry is reacting to that. Sustainable finance for the future, it's a biggie as well, and we have many sessions on it. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting because the industry is reacting towards the challenges, and we have a lot to say there. So looking forward to that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your insights, Javier.
Well, thank you for having me.